I'm going to give you 2 words, and you're going to think they're impossible. Early retirement. Oh man, doesn't that sound incredible? It's a dream for so many of us. However, it's not just something that happens by accident. If you are looking to leave the workforce early, it takes some careful planning and some really good guidance, and we've got that for you today. Gary Mattson and Laurel Stewart, the family from Mattson Financial Services, have been helping West Michiganders retire for decades, and we're just going to jump right in. We're glad to have you guys back because I want to retire early. Let's tell me how I can stop working sooner. I love this. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
How does one do that? Do people, is this still happening?
Oh.
Yes. I mean, we have somebody who's actually trying to retire end of year prior to 50. So that's a new one for us.
Okay, I kind of hate that person a little bit. But
Right?
good for them, good for them.
But we do see a lot more of the 50 and the 55, and that's early because typically 59 and a half is that magic age where you can start taking from your retirement plans without a penalty.
Okay.
So if you retire from your workforce or you're forced to retire before that 59 and a half, you can still have access to your funds, but it's at a penalty.
Yeah.
So you really need to make sure you're going about it the right way, knowing what kind of things are in place, but also to make sure that you have a plan, right? It's not just you walk out the door and, hey, I'm going to take a little bit of income from here and income from there, and what does the tax burden look like? There's so many things that you should be looking at.
Okay, I want to walk out before 50. Wow, that sounds amazing. But there are risks. I mean, there are so many risks because we all know 59 and a half. So you named a couple of them.
Yeah.
What are some of the things, the pitfalls that somebody who might want to do this really, because you said, I mean, not to break it down here, but you said that you would take a look and see if you would. When a client hears that, they're like, so how are you going to get it so I don't have to pay the fees?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And there are solutions to that.
How can you get rid of those?
Yes.
Yes, and there are solutions to those. But also you got to look at it from the standpoint that you're going at, say, 50 years old, you've got a very good chance of being 35 years in retirement, or in other words, actually being in retirement longer than you worked.
Wow.
And so it's very, very much that we call the mathematical numbers. Does it work out? We do that. We stress it. We show it. We can show you where your income's going to come from your ordinary bills that you do every day, the lifestyle things that you want to do, and where economically you're going to be at in the future. Okay. Because as fiduciary advisors, we can't do it just for today. We have to make a plan that's good for you for your lifetime and have it flexible that as those maybes come into play, we're ready for those.
And I think now is a really good time to remind people what that law is and what fiduciary means, because it is such an important thing.
Yep, so it's actually meaning you're putting the client's best interest in front of yours. And doesn't that seem silly to say that there's actually an examination out there and a certification that says you do that? And that's how we act with our advisors at our firm. And it's key too, because think about if you retire at 50 or 55, you don't have access to Social Security yet.
Nope.
You don't have Medicare yet. So there's a lot of this bridging the gap on all of these things. And also that's planning for if you're healthy and everything goes perfectly, here's this. But we always have our sights on the plan of here's the flexible piece of if life changes and you don't see something, what is the other bucket over here that we can make sure you're protected with? I
think we're coming up on a pretty unique situation with the baby boomer generation aging and where they're at, that I think a lot of those people might be losing their jobs. I mean, you're getting to that 55, 60, you hear that where they're getting cut.
Yeah.
And so now you didn't have that chance. I mean, do you have something in store for those people who are like, I just lost my job, I'm 61, what am I gonna do? I'm not ready. Is that a situation that you ever see?
We do, a lot. Yeah, I mean, and that's coming in with a lot of people will say, okay, I'm technically retiring from this job, but I don't want to be done entirely from the workforce.
Right.
How do you help me from here? So we look at, if you have a 401k or an employer plan, where does that need to go? How does that need to be positioned now to make sure it's still earning as much income as it can, just like you earned for it? But then what does the new earning years look like with taxes on the mind? So we help people, obviously that's a quicker one, right? We don't have a ton of time on the side, but if you're one of those individuals, we know we've been hearing them a lot lately, even locally, give us a call. There's no too late of a time, and we'll still walk you through that process and make sure you have educated information to know what route to go.
And it's really fun when we have somebody like that, they're saying, I'm out of this place of work, I really want to do this, but I need that higher paying job to complete my retirement plan. We look at that, do the math, and say, no, you're great. You're right in a great position. We just got to make sure you get the same return on those dollars, but you can go out and do anything you want to. Okay, I'm going to take care of my health insurance. I'm going to take care of my immediate expenses. That's all I have to do. Yep, the pressure's off.
When you said 2 things, you said, I'm in a great spot and that I can do whatever I want to. That's what you want to hear, right?
Right.
That's exactly what everybody who's retiring wants to hear. That's why having a plan is so important. And today, this team, is waiting for your call. They have an exclusive opportunity for you to get your retirement plan stress tested. Chances are you may have a plan. If you do, get it tested. If you've saved $250,000 or more, their team's going to sit down with you and run those numbers. See how that retirement stacks up against market volatility or tax changes or inflation, and then help you build out some solutions to help address the challenges. As always, enhanced plans from Mattson Financial include tactical income, investment, tax, healthcare, legacy planning strategies. The stuff that you didn't know, they know. They're going to help you maximize your retirement so you can have more peace of mind and, do what you want to do during those turbulent times. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Call 1-800-536-8907 now to schedule your appointment. That's 1-800-536-8907.